Hello and welcome. Today we are back with another video. In today's video, we are actually back with the Honeydukes DIY from the MGA Miniverse Honeyduke Capsules. So if you were around for the first one, you would know that we ended up using some of these little Honeydukes capsules to make actual candy dishes with. So we did several different things with them, and I also talked about things that you could possibly get if you went to like Dollar Tree. And so we definitely did try to attempt that. So this was one that we had with the leftover Halloween candy that was in these little individual packages. And so we ended up taking our little tweezers from our Miniverse and putting them in here. Now, if you use these in Miniverse, I don't recommend that you put these into candy that you're actually going to allow people to eat. But it was definitely a cute little idea, and it works perfect for like these little bones because they're the perfect size for this. But this is kind of what that looked like. I also made a comment that you might could find like a little bit larger set of the little tweezers while you were at Dollar Tree. And we didn't really find any that were the correct size. They were many, but they were a little bit too large. So we did end up finding some of these little spoons. And so I picked up a package of these to see if maybe these would fit in there. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do is open this up and see if possibly these would fit in here as a good size for us to be able to scoop the items with, but that we can still close it up and leave it in here. And sadly, they're a little too big also. Darn it. I was really hoping that this would. So even these little mini spoons are just a little bit too large. So you really would still need one that's a little bit smaller. If you were using these and going to keep these for display, you could just lay them in front to where when people open it up, they could scoop out what they wanted and get them out and then just put it back in front of it just for you to be able to have something to keep everybody's little fingers out of it. But I was really hoping that these would be the correct size. So if you have access to these little spoons, just know that they are not the correct size for these. So this is what those look like. Again, these were over in like the little party wear type things. So when I go back to Walmart or one of the other stores, I'll keep looking and see if we can possibly find something just a little bit smaller than these. This part of it is the correct size, but this is still just a little bit too long. So we're not going to have those for today. But in the other video, we did the bones and put those in here, and that's the one with the tweezers. We also ended up doing the little gummy vampire teeth, and you can see that we ended up painting these with the permanent markers so that it actually made the Honeydukes symbol or logo stand out. And I really like that we did that. Now these are some of the butterbeer treats. Oh my goodness, they smell so good. These are the little butterbeer goldfish that they did. Did it for the butterbeer season, and they smell so good. I keep this one actually on the edge of this desk in here for a little snack while we're working, but the rest of them are gone. We also ended up doing this one that has the butterbeer kisses in here, and yeah, they're great also. So this one we now have empty. So I do have all of this leftover Halloween candy still. So I'm actually going to end up using this one to put some more of these pieces in. We have green skulls and purple ghosts and orange pumpkins. So let's see if we can figure out which one we have a good amount of, because we don't have the same amount of all of them. I ended up buying this for just some backup candy for Halloween, and I ended up not using any of it. So I'm not really sure how much we have. So we don't have near as many of the little purple ghosts. But again, when we did the bones, it's fine that it's like that there's not very many in there, because it just looks like that it has been eaten, which is great because if you own a candy shop, your containers aren't always going to be full. Some of them are going to be almost completely empty, from where they are one of the best sellers to ones that are going to be like almost completely refilled, because that's just something that you just refilled possibly. So let's go with the little green skulls. I think they're just kind of cute. I like that the eyes and the mouth stand out in these. So we're going to just take these and open them. Now, if you wanted to keep these in the little plastic bags to where you could hand these out for Halloween or something, you definitely could. This is your shelf and your stuff for you to use however you want to. But I did get these for this past Halloween. I'm sure they're still going to be good this Halloween just because of the kind of candy that it is. But I definitely would not get these out. So this was either fixing to go into the trash or be used for a little DIY. You can also use these kind of things on like your potions shelf. So if you wanted to have little green skulls as like one of your ingredients that you needed, you could definitely put those into a potions container for you to have. But I think these are just great for these little things. Great thing about doing all the little Honeydukes things is I have so many of these little tongs that I haven't used just because I didn't need them because we have some already. So I don't really use them unless I need them. So we can definitely stick this one in here also. So that gives you the little tongs to be able to pick up the little candies with. And they work. They work great for this. I actually think these work better for like this kind of stuff than it does for the actual mini-verse. Just because the size of it is just, you know, great. And they'll hold on to them. But yeah, so if you wanted to put those in these, you definitely can. So that's what I'm doing with mine right now. Like I said, if I can come up with some other little spoons or tongs just a little bit bigger than this, I think that would be great for these. But for right now, this is just what we have. So yeah. So what are you doing with your extra little pieces and bits and bobs? Are you using yours for your actual Honeydukes displays for the sweets and treats that you're making that they did? Or are you using yours for something else? I'm curious and would love to know. If you also are doing them for this, are you coloring your logo here or are you just leaving it clear? I would like to know that as well. This is what we have and this is what we're doing with ours. Now we have a whole lot of these still to do for the mini-verse, so we're going to end up with, well, if we end up with the limited edition and the rares, then we'll end up with 15 of these containers. So what are you doing with all of your containers? Leave a comment and let me know because I would love to know. And with that being said, have a wonderful day. And remember, we love you.